Hello, every opponent. This is Nightlife here again, bringing you chapter 16 of Viral Octavia University Days, and I have amazing, astounding, absolutely perfect news. And guess what it is? Dawn Fade said yes. No, I'm not getting married to Dawn Fade. I'm pretty sure it's illegal in Texas, seeing as most Romans are male. But anyway, Dawn Fade has allowed me to legitimately do these readings. Meaning, I have Dawn Fade's permission. Yay! Get out of here, sarcastic slab. But yes, I am here to give unto you chapter 16 of Vinyl and Octavia University Days, which will be quickly followed by University Nights, as I've already read that part out loud for all of you faces, because I had a moment alone, and I'm not going to read those for my opinions about. Yes, they are that kind of people. Christians. Nothing against Christians in general, just, god dang, they all need to be so uptight. Nah, I'm playing. I used to be a Christian myself, you know. Big emphasis on used to. When I was a kid and didn't know any better. Now, stepping away from that minefield of a discussion, let's get straight into the chapter, alright? Dawn Fade, chapter 16, and apparently things get a little spicy here. And Applejack banner is Applejack cute. And the original picture is Applejack sexy. Yes. Hey, Valent whispered softly, the makeshift double bed creaking as Octavia looked up and gave her Philly friend a sleepy smile. Hello there, she replied, voice still a little croaky from not being used for a few hours. Has any pony ever told you you look hot? How hot you look with a messy mane? Chuckling quietly, Octavia hugged Vinyl's chest closer, using her as a pillow. At least that solves the mystery of what you're thinking about when we wake up together. Hey, I think about other stuff too. That's not what your heart is racing. That's not what your racing heart is saying. Vinyl blushed and looked away. That's cheating. After a moment, she turned back slowly. What day is it? Octavia's grip stiffened almost imperceptibly. Wednesday, if memory serves. Uh-huh. It took a full minute before one of them was able to continue the conversation. Vinyl gently lifted her Philly friend off her chest and prepared to get up. I've got drawing and musical theory today. I'd better get ready. But you're warm, protested the cellist, falling into the place behind where Vinyl had lain. Can't you stay in bed for a little bit longer? When did you become so rational? Octavia grumbled, playing with a strand of electric blue hair dangling from her hoof. I guess you're rubbing off on me, shrugged Vinyl, poking her Philly friend's nose to make sure she knew the double entendre was intentional. She expected Octavia to stuff her head into a pillow, or just blush uncontrollably. But instead, the Earth Pony just smirked and winked up at Vinyl. Not enough, I think, she whispered. Being the smooth, cool under pressure unicorn she was, Vinyl choked on air and found that her mouth had gone too dry to speak. Oh my. Octavia quickly lost her mischievous look and stabbing concern. I'm sorry, are you okay? Did I do it incorrectly? Oh, I knew I should have practiced in the mirror first. I'm fine, assured the DJ with a little voice crack. You did that really well. Trust me. I'm gonna be useless in class today because of that. don't say that. Just draw like you do when I play my cello. They shared a smile at that. Their joined art sessions were very occasional, but that only made them all the more memorable. Octavia was always stunned by the quality of the DJ's artistic benches. She had carefully hidden a few of her drawings among her clothes, just in case Vinyl lost her sketchbook. Once, immediately after a session, Octavia had asked the unicorn about the drawings, specifically the ones where she was the model. They had been lying on the floor, the sketchbook open between them. Why do you call me Philly? Oh, wait. Went too far? Yep. Vinyl, the way you draw me, is it true? Is that truly how you see me? She had felt a little vain asking something like that, as if she were begging for compliments. It's it's not just how I see you. It's sort of what I feel as well. I don't know how to explain it. Vinyl half shrugged and looked away, but Octavia could see the color in her cheeks. If one of the if it was one of those moments. My lips do not want to work. Lips work. It was one of those moments she loved so much. When the jokes in their banter gave way to the pure, unfiltered feelings beneath. The Charles had pushed the book aside and moved closer to cuddle the DJ. Wordlessly, Vinyl had returned her affection. Octavia sighed dreamily at that memory, but caught herself quickly. Only silly little fillies sighed about romance. Her nose scrunched up distastefully as she remembered who gave her that little bit of advice. She forced another dreamy sigh, just despite the very thought of that mare. You go, girl. Show that bitch who's boss in any way possible. Philly, are you okay? Asked Vinyl, who was in the process of drying her recently washed mane. It seemed that during Octavia's vacancy, she had taken the opportunity to get ready. Why do you call me Philly? Octavia quickly replied, dodging the question. Huh? I don't know. It's like calling ponies dude. I just do it. Seizing the success of her distraction, Octavia suddenly realized that that there was actually a question she had been meaning to ask along this train of thought. Vinyl, around when we were first getting to know each other, we had a conversation about nicknames. Do you remember? Why can I not say remember? Do you remember it? Okay. Do you remember it? So I use that word so hard. No pun intended. I thought you wanted me to pretend it didn't happen, retorted the grinning DJ. Octavia hopped off the bed and walked over to her Philly friend. She smelled of soap and flowers, as well as another scent she couldn't quite name, a sort of sweet muskiness. Well, things have changed a little bit since then, don't you think? As expected, Vinyl quickly leaned in for a peck. Just a bit. I was just thinking of how we never really gave each other nicknames. The unicorn frowned. Do we really need them? I kind of like saying Octavia, and just hearing you say my name is like finding the perfect sub bass. Oh, damn. I've felt that before. It's heavenly. Octavia raised her eyebrows. She had learned a couple of things about Vile's music lately, and the enormity of such a compliment wasn't lost on her. That's really? Yeah. In fact, Vile actually looked quite serious, so Octavia kept her mouth shut. I want to try and be romantic here. I want to try and which I am failing at. I want to try and be romantic here, okay? So just stop me if I sound stupid, alright? She seemed to mentally psych herself up. I haven't given you a nickname because I can't think of one that would do you justice. There's only one word that really fits you, you know? Only one word that can capture everything you are. All of your perfection and grace and kindness. Calling you by anything other than your name would be wrong. Like calling a beautiful lioness a cat or something. I don't know. That's all. This all sounded way better in my oomph. That was me. Octavia wasn't about to let her gorgeous, silver-tongued mare spiral into self-doubt. The fluttery feeling in her chest that had always appeared when they were together had intensified tenfold during those heartfelt words. Seeing the usually cocky DJ trying earnestly to be romantic just for her sent her mind reeling with happiness. Octavia wasn't about. Oh yeah, I read that part. She couldn't feel Vile. She couldn't feel Vile's mouth smiling, and she could feel yawn central, and it's freaking 4 p.m. She could feel Vile's mouth smiling. I'm gonna take a short break. Okay, and in that short break, I have changed my background on my computer to what looks like Twilight and Rainbow Dash having a rave type dance with glow sticks and whistles and glow rings. Yay! One moment. She could feel Val's mouth smiling into the kiss, and couldn't help but do the same. When they broke apart, Octavia rested her cheek against its alabaster counterpart. "You never cease to amaze me," she whispered. "And I never will," Val promised. Ugh, he's home. Be right back. Oh well, let's get right back to it. It was an understandable sense of bleh. Oh, already? Oh, excuse me. It was with an understandable sense of regret that she left Octavia in her dorm. Vinyl found it easy to forget that this whole university thing actually required a bit of attention. Now that she had the most amazing, awesome, beautiful, perfect, incredible mare friend ever, sorry. The other parts of her life seemed rather lacking in interest. Why study or attend lectures when she could hang out with Octavia? Luckily, the knowledge that if she failed her classes, the repercussions might end up hurting their relationship kept her in line, for the most part. Today, the DJ had made the executive decision to skip her drawing class without telling her cellist. Yet she packed up her drawing equipment and left, but her destination was quite far removed from the art building. Indeed, rather than heading towards that colorfully bland district, she took a wide circuit of the campus, rounding back on the maintenance area and a specific building nearby. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is so stupid. What do I even need his advice for? He practically tortured us for fun. Okay, so maybe I owe him a little bit, but dude, she's the reason you and Octavia are together. Worship his flank, like Molly. She groaned in frustration and summoned the courage to enter the reception area. While trying to remain both nonchalant and unnoticeable, she walked over to the counter. Behind it, a bored-looking mare spared her a derisive glance. "Be with you in a moment." While she was a little taken aback by such a flat greeting, Vinyl understood. Working in an office all day must kill any happiness a pony has, she figured. In that frame of mind, she actually felt a little sorry for the mare. 15 minutes later, she felt a lot less sorry for the mare. Excuse me, are you almost done?" Vinyl asked, stretching her hooves, which had begun to ache from standing still for so long. How do you stretch hooves? Huh? Because somebody out there with more knowledge of equine anatomy, please explain to me how one would stretch their hooves. Except Piggy Pie, who can apparently stretch like Stretch Armstrong. I said I'll be with you for a moment. She said harsh was the harsh reply. I think you mean in a moment. Vinyl backed away defensively. Whoa there. No need for that. I'll just wait over here. She walked over to a chair and sat down. I bet Octavia wouldn't take that kind of crap. She'd say something really clever and make that dumb office slug stammer and apologize. Lost as she was in revenge fantasies that were becoming increasingly violent. I mean, increasingly. All my revenge fantasies involve slitting of throats and tossing in bats of sulfuric acid. With a locking cage door. Val almost didn't notice when she was waved over. Waved over? Like a pet or something. Baring her teeth in what she hoped looked like a smile, Val walked back to the counter. What can I do for you? Asked the receptionist. What can I do for you? Asked the receptionist in a monotone voice. I want to make an appointment with Psych. You know, the student counselor. Let me check his schedule. Out came a stack of papers, which she leafed through at an infuriatingly slow speed. Oh, lucky you. He has a slot open right now. The monster informed her without the slightest tonal shift. You monster. Wait, what's this? What is this? We could use this. Fine mesh. Oh, sorry. He has the oven right now. Oh, before returning to her work. Vinyl glanced around at the unmarked doors and hallways. Where is he? In his office. Where's that? Heaving an exasperated sigh, the receptionist pointed to us at a stairwell. Up there, last door on the right. Thanks. The DJ ground her teeth as she climbed the stairs, the short flight into the hallway. What kind of pony would get a job where she has to help others, when she clearly has a personal grudge against life itself? Oh, if only she were Octavia. That mare knew how to deal with ponies who were less than good-natured. Like that time they ran into Bonbon in that cafe. Her choice had been amazing then, and Vinyl still hadn't thanked her properly. Well, if everything went smoothly later, she could thank her in a way that they would both enjoy. What? Alright. And just like that, all negative thoughts were banished from her head and replaced by flustered giddiness. They would actually be talking about it later. And maybe even. Are you going to stand there all day or what? Asked Psych, raising an eyebrow. Vinyl suddenly realized she was standing in the doorway of his office. Sorry. I was sort of lost in thought. I'm such an idiot sometimes. Not a problem. I don't suppose those thoughts involved a certain sub-pony, did they? He grinned. Hey, no mocking. What happened to being professional? She dodged his question, though her blush answered him very clearly. I'm professionally mocking you. Professionally mocking. Oh, that would be the best job ever. And no one could give you any crap for it because it's your job. I am just doing my job, man. It's not my fault your mom's so fat. My mom's dead. Smack. In case you didn't notice, that was Applejack speaking. Oh, trollolol. When she glared at him, he responded with a knowing smirk. So you're not here to talk about Octavia then? Val opened her mouth to shoot back a fiery denial, but all that came out was a tired groan. Fine, you win. Are you happy? She closed the door and trudged over to the empty chair on the opposite side of his desk. Syke frowned at her expression. Well, no, not anymore. What's wrong? It's, personal stuff. Oh, Celestia, why did I come here? Now I have to actually talk to him about it. He snorted. Vinyl, I'm a psychologist. A grown Stalin once told me, in graphic detail, about his obsession with a cartoon made for little fillies. There are some strange twists. I see what you did there. About his twist, there are some strange, twisted ponies out there, and I very much doubt anything you say will make me think of you as one of them. Just trust me. Feeling slightly more confident than that she wasn't a weirdo, Final took a deep breath, but still couldn't meet his eyes. Me and Octavia, later today, are going to talk about sex. I see. He leaned back and scratched his chin thoughtfully. Yeah. And how do you feel about that particular topic? I don't know. Nervous. She lowered her gaze even further. Excited, she whispered. And why does that make you feel ashamed? He asked quietly. Vinyl didn't bother asking how he knew that. Heck, it's probably written all over her face. I'm not sure. It just seems like such a big thing, and I don't know if you're what? Syke leaned forward smoothly, like a predator spotting an opportunity. Good enough, she finished, surprising herself. I don't think I'm good enough for Octavia. It was a startling realization. Sure, she occasionally thought like that, but, well, maybe more than occasionally. Okay, a lot more than occasionally, but still, finding out it ran deeper was bleh. Finding out it ran this deep was troubling. She rubbed her face tiredly. I'm gonna end up with a complex or something, aren't I? Syke smiled comfortingly. I don't think you need to worry about that. You don't think you're good enough for Octavia because you feel as though you're inferior to her. Are you correct? Yep. She's freaking perfect, dude. Did you know that feelings of inferiority in young relationships are common? Especially in the lead up to the first sexual encounter. Please tell me you haven't been constantly teasing each other. That would only exacerbate the problem. Well, she reddened even more. It's too tempting, alright? Don't judge me. She's so pretty. I'm not judging you, but you may have brought these feelings of inferiority upon yourself. Tell me, does she ever tease you? Yeah. Is she good at it? Val swallowed. Very. Do you think she's better at it than you? Way, way better. Have you caught on to what I'm doing with this yet? To where I'm going with this yet? Tone was wrong. I apologize. Let me redo this. Have you caught on to where I'm going with this yet? Huh? Syke leaned in, looked at her seriously. Simply because you're reciprocating each other's flirting, you're both going to wonder if you're keeping up, or if you are keeping up or doing it right. The stakes are absurdly raised, and you soon find yourself trying harder and harder to impress or seduce her, while she seems to do it just effortlessly. It all comes so naturally to her. Valen grumbled. You know her. You know her history. Do you think she has had extensive training in seduction? Well, I guess not. Do you know what that means? She's probably trying just as hard as I am. Bingo. Val raised her eyes for the first time. Was it possible that the super smooth enchantress thing was just Octavia trying to trying her best to flirt with the first pony she had ever wanted to flirt with? That natural confidence and power, it wasn't natural at all. She she was forcing Octavia to act like that, right? So I've been controlling how she acts. The DJ felt guilt course through her. What kind of silly friend am I? Don't worry, it's perfectly natural. She's been controlling you too. But in neither way is it an extreme level of influence. It's more of a subconscious, sexually themed one-upping competition, as is common in brand new relationships, and sometimes relationships that are a bit older. Yeah, the last one was me. That made her feel a little better. So, what do I do about the talk then? We've been leading each other on for weeks. Psych looked. My tongue is tight. That's so bad. I can't talk. I did not. I'm gonna take a break, okay? Psych looked a little hesitant, but after a moment, he cleared his throat and lowered his voice. I'm going to be frank here, Vinyl. Sometimes the best way to cut straight is the best. Sometimes take two. Sometimes it's the best way to cut straight to the heart of the matter. And sometimes it shocks the subject too much that they file and sometimes it shocks the subject so much that they file a complaint. I think you can take it though. Okay. Shoot. Do you want to have sex with Octavia? Her jaw dropped, and he quickly added, "You don't have to answer if it makes you uncomfortable. So he knows I'm still not comfortable talking to kids about it. Wait, you're 18, aren't you?" Val nodded numbly, and he cheerfully clapped his hooves together. Never mind. I'm perfectly comfortable talking to adults about this stuff. Yes. Yes, Val repeated, unable to stop a shameless grin from forming. Are you certain? Very. And if Octavia isn't ready, what will you do? She shrugged. Wait. Psych hated having to be the one to explore all possibilities, but he knew Vinyl needed to be ready for whatever came of their talk. And if she is never ready? Vinyl Scratch looked at him and smiled. Wait forever. Aww. It's so sweet. I'm so jelly. Octavia held her breath as her filly friend opened the door and walked inside before carefully closing it behind her. She watched Vinyl dump her bags onto the ground without looking, and make a beeline straight for her. As she had seen before, as she had seen Vinyl do before, she patted the mattress she was laying on, and the DJ didn't hesitate before hopping up beside her. How were your classes? She asked the unicorn conversationally. Interesting, for once. I actually learned some stuff. Val smiled. There was something about her body language that seemed so calm and self-assured. Not cocky for once, just content. As if she was just happy to be with her, no matter what they talked about. It filled her chest with warmth, and my throat with a frog. No pun intended. I'm glad to hear that. Do you want to talk about it now? Asked Vinyl, still completely unfazed. I suppose we should. Octavia wished. She had done as she had done a million times before, that she could be that carefree. Val seemed to be about to take the lead in the conversation, so she refrained from adding anything. She had no idea what to say anyway. Have you ever thought about doing it with me? Vinyl stumbled over her words a little bit. Maybe not as carefree as Octavia had thought. Yes. The Chose replied in a small voice. Seeing how those garnet eyes lit up at her words, she continued. Quite a lot. I can't stop. Me too. They looked at each other. Really looked. Each was surprised. Each was surprised to see the other wearing the very same mask of strained calm that they were struggling to present. In that one look, everything that needed to be said was spoken. They smiled and leaned in for a quick kiss. It doesn't have to be today, Vinyl said. I'm not in a rush. I don't want to schedule it, Octavia added. Let's just wait and let events unfold naturally. Yeah, quite. The cellist and her DJ looked around the room, not really focusing on anything. Octavia counted the seconds as they passed. 5. Wondering and wanting to question what they were going to do. 11. With the rest of a perfectly good 16. Obligation-free afternoon. Is now good? She asked. And that's it. That is chapter 16 of Violet Octavia University Days. But here's the extensively long author's note. If you don't mind sex scenes, the chapter continues here. Link. We have another bit of music, link, by Ponybro100, so show him some love. This chapter was stuck at around 400 words for a couple of weeks, so it was a relief to finally make some progress and get it done. Now, crazy long author notes. No crazy long author's notes today. Only request: continue being awesome. Edit. I can't believe I actually have to do this, but the little joke about stallions who like shows for little fillies being sick and twisted is a joke. I'm quite clearly a brony, so why would I hit myself and my readers? And that's it. And that is also it for my readings for today and possibly a few more days. Whew. That's it. That life out.